Hi friends, and if you're new here, my name is Molly Bird. Today will be my last Vlogmas day because I'm going to take the rest of the before Christmas off, but it is Vlogmas 20, and today I'm going to show you my dollhouses upstairs that I have that are 4 of them, and I'm going to show you or tell you why and how I got them. And it was mostly started during COVID and a lockdown, and I started looking online at dollhouses, and I was really always wanting one, like an adult one, I would call it, like a collector's dollhouse, something just for me as an adult. And the thing was, I was just looking and going into YouTube videos and watching other people's dollhouses, and then I started looking on eBay and things like that to see if there's any for sale. And dollhouses are strange because even though they seem like they'd be worth a lot, it depends if you have a buyer. So I don't collect them for their value for the future because I don't know what that would be. It's kind of like home buying houses, a real house. You don't know what the market's going to be. One thing I did learn though, that if you electrify your dollhouses, they definitely will be worth a lot more. If they're not with electricity, the value goes down a lot. So I did, and I am electrifying all the dollhouses. And I do it mostly because I want to, and I want to do it for myself. But it does help with the value too. So it's something you should know if you're interested. And so I did find one, and it was on eBay, and it was during COVID, like I said, so no one was really going anywhere. And I just kept on having my eye on it, and it was really expensive. It was with electricity, but the problem with it was the price. They wanted way too much for it. And actually the price was $5,000 if you want to know the truth. And there's no way I was going to pay $5,000 for it. So the other problem is they weren't going to ship it. And it was the Victorian one I bought. Well, I'll show you upstairs. But anyways, that one, they weren't going to ship, and I would have to go to where they were, which was way far from us. And it was by New Jersey. But then, you know, everyone with the lockdown, we were all antsy about getting out. And it was a good, probably a year and a half after that this house was still for sale, and it came down a lot in price. And it was at an affordable price that I'm not going to say on here what it was, just because I kind of want to keep that a secret. But let's just say it was a lot less than $5,000. And my husband and I decided, we had a van at the time, to drive there and make it a little road trip. So we stayed in Ohio, and then we stayed in Pennsylvania at these really neat Airbnbs, and that was a neat experience. And then we went to the person's home and we got it, and it was a rainstorm. It was kind of scary because we didn't know where we were, and it was a rainstorm. It was kind of hectic, and we've never been in that area before, of course, in New Jersey, and it's a big city. And we kind of got lost. So the thing is, we went into this driveway we thought it was, and this guy was outside smoking a cigarette. So I get out of the van, and I asked him about it, if he was, you know, we were looking for somebody, and if he was the person, and he wasn't very friendly. And it reminded me of The Sopranos, because I really loved that show. And the guy reminded me a little bit of Tony Soprano, and he intimidated me a little, and he had this gruffness about him. He's very New Jersey, and he's like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know the exact words he said. He definitely wasn't overly friendly, and plus it was raining out, and it was dark, but then when I explained to him who I was looking for and why, then he got super friendly, and then he was trying to help us out with directions and how to get to the place, and he was super friendly, like totally changed. So I think he realized we were friendly and we just needed help. And we didn't even ask him for the help. I was just like, okay, bye, you know. And he's like, no, wait, where are you trying to go? And he was like super friendly. So then we get to the place, and the people that we bought the house from were so lovely. They had this big spread of food for us. We drank with them. We shared stories. We had a lot of similarities with how our moms, how much the lady loved her mom and I loved my mom. And It was just crazy because there was so many similarities. It was almost like meant to be, one of those things. And then they had a cat that was in the mom's room because the mom lived with them and she passed away. And this is a house I'm going to show you that her mom made. And I'll explain that to you when I'm there showing it to you. But there was a cat that lived in that room basically after her mom passed away and never would come downstairs. Well, when I was there, it came downstairs. And I love cats. They couldn't believe it. They were almost like flipping out about it. So I went down to pet the cat, and they thought for sure the cat was going to run away. It was a really old cat, a Persian, and the cat so bonded with me, it was insane. I mean, it was like the cat was purring up to me, cuddling up to me. Yeah, it was pretty cool. So anyways, I'm going to show you that dollhouse right now, and then I'm going to explain to you about the other 3 that I have. So let's go upstairs. So this is the Victorian I'm talking about, and this was a kit, but the lady mom put it together. Love, just beautiful, and the colors I love. And it has all the lights in the windows. And this one is tape. It's called tape electricity. So how I wired my dollhouses are with ground wire, but this is tape wire, which is fine. It's just a different way of doing it, but you do it more when you build a house. And my homes the other ones were already built, so I didn't do the tape wire, the tape strips. There was a different stained glass in here, but I replaced it with a lady on Etsy made me this one, and it looks a little bit more in. The other one was it was very flat plastic. This one is a little bit thicker, I guess. It is a plastic, but it looks like glass because it's kind of ripply. It's hard to show and capture here, but it looks ripply in person. And all these lights work. Now, I know this one works, but it's out right now. I have to wiggle it or something. Sometimes you have to do that. But I do love the colors she chose. I love the roof. And I only did a couple things on the inside to change it. And I'll show you that in a second here. This is a side. I don't know what kit this is. I think it's an older kit. I don't know the name. I probably should look it up. But she did an amazing job. It has a lap board, of course. And just all the moldings and everything she did, she added to that. And then I'll show you the inside because it needs to be furnished yet. So my future videos, I'll be showing you each room furnished. So this is the upstairs, and it's not the upstairs, it's the roof. And this is where the tape wire is. So I was thinking I could do some kind of, there's a wire here, I mean, not tape wire, there's a wire. But there is a light here, so that's nice. And then I have a table I put in there that is like a little bistro table, you'll see. But there's a peacock, nicely framed peacock that I had bought. And I didn't do anything. She did all the wallpaper, which I like, so that didn't matter. And then I'll show you this room. So this room is a bedroom. I use it for a bedroom. And the colors, again, I like. And the doors are great on this house. I love all the doors. Nothing's broken or anything. It was in perfect condition. The floors are nice. A little dusty right now, but I'll have to dust those off. Really nice flooring. It's kind of a thicker wood. And then this is a very narrow looking bathroom, but it's nice. I have the right things to put in it so it works. And there's a light in there. It's a little dark, but I like it. And again, the doors. And I love these doors because they have the crystal doorknobs. And over there. And then this room also has the crystal doorknobs. And then this room is like for a little child. Probably a nursery because it's Noah's Ark. I was going to change out this paper because it's not really what I'm going for. But I'm making it a little girl's room, and I'm fine with the Noah's Ark. I don't know if it goes with the Victorian times as much, but I don't care. It's fine. I love it, so I'm leaving it. And I love the clouds and how she did all that. So she did the clouds herself. She painted all the clouds. And then on the wallpaper there were clouds. And then on the bottom part, I believe. And the floor is really nice in here too. Now, one of my favorite rooms of all, probably, well, one of them. I have a couple. I love this room because it's so bright. I love the colors. I wouldn't change anything about this at all, of course. And the floors, and it looks like nail heads she painted. And I love the wallpaper. I love the balances. I love the door. There's a knob, of course. I love the staircase. And then I did put this beautiful framed picture here that I got from an artist. Actually, it was a bonus gift from her since I bought a lot from her. From an artisan, miniature artisan. And yeah, I love the colors. Oh, and then I have a ballerina one here that I put up. And then she put this here, which I love. And then this goes into another bedroom. And this one is pretty neat because of how the back is like a different room almost. So I have it like that's where the nursery is. And I have a beautiful armoire with Victorian clothes in it that I put there that you'll see in future video. And then here, this is nice, the sconce and the what do you call that? I don't know the name for that, but anyways, chandelier decor. And then here I have a really nice painting. It's a print, but it's nicely framed. This is actually a petit. It's called P-E-T-I-T stitching, and it's real. It's not a photograph. That is real. And then I like the everything in here. I love the curtains, and I love its old lace, and I guess it was vintage lace. That's what the daughter told me. And then this mirror I love, and I got this too somewhere. The only thing that's bad is some of the wallpaper did get ripped a little, but that's okay. I think I did that when I was putting something on there and I didn't like it, so I took it off. And so this is a really nice, I have to figure out how to fix this a little bit. I might do some antiquing in here so it looks like it's intentional. Maybe like it's water damage, but it's intentional because in Victorian houses, of course, they have issues like every house. Nice floor. And then this is the living room. Now this one does have some issues with the wallpaper, that is. And this room has the most gorgeous chandelier. It came with the house. That was the other reason the home was a little more they wanted initially, because the chandeliers are worth hundreds. So this chandelier is probably like $380 maybe, or $385. So then itself, you know. And but don't buy houses for resale. They're not good for resale. And these floors, all right, so they had like this cardboard looking floor down that was like with squares, and I did not like that, so I did take that up and I put down new floors, these wood floors. And I don't know what I'm gonna do with this wallpaper. It was, I can't remember what the situation was with this, but I had to take it off. And I love it though. I wish I was trying to find some just like it so I could match it up, and I'm still looking because I love this wallpaper. So I was kind of bummed that I had to take this off, so I got to figure this out. And the only thing I did different in this dollhouse, of course the doors are nice, is I opened up the kitchen because there was a stairway coming down. and it just cut up the kitchen so much I had to take it out because I had to open this up so I could put really neat kitchen things in here. And to make it look like a working kitchen with a work table and a chef and the whole 9 yards. So I did take that out. And I also redid the whole entire kitchen with the walls and the flooring, which I am finishing. And I will show a video on that. But right now I'll just show you the walls. It looks like the tile with the blue and white. Kind of like a Dutch tile. And then I have to still mortar the brick wall here. And then in the back it's just white, so I got to put some more of these tiles there, and then up above here more tiles, and then I have to mortar the floor. But I have it all done. I just have to get it finished. And then I also have a door. It's a screen door that's really neat that I'm putting there. And that makes the kitchen more airy and open. And then I did get these really neat shelves on Etsy from a guy. He's the guy that does my clocks, or did my clocks, that I bought, and I'll put him in the link. I might buy some more shelves, maybe a couple more in here, so I can get more accessories to put on the shelves. And then everything came with the light fixtures with this house. So I like it too because she made it look pretty on the outside with the border too. I don't know if you see that. It looks pretty. And yeah, I love it. This was the first house that got the ball rolling, I guess you could say. And I kind of got the dollhouse fever after this. And then but 3 more came into my life. Now the other 3 I'm going to show you, it's kind of a long story. I'm not going to tell you every detail of the story. But these did get shipped to us in crates. So that way we didn't have to go get them. And of course that was expensive, but this one is probably my favorite of all. It is a Clanton dollhouse. That's the name of the man who made it. These dollhouses came from Pennsylvania. I found the woman online through someone else from some dollhouse forums, and she told me about her, that she was selling these auction dollhouses in Pennsylvania, but she couldn't ship them. And she also told me that the woman that she got them from it was an auction at her huge Victorian home, and the woman died, and the family was selling off all her stuff, and she was kind of a hoarder, but a clean hoarder, and she's very wealthy, and she custom had made someone, different artist I think, but this was Ron Clanton's. He made a few of hers, of her dollhouses. But anyway, she had like 350 dollhouses. They weren't all made from him. I think he made 5, but this is one. And the other 4 were sold already. But I did get this one. And this man was by trade, he would build homes, real homes, but then he got kind of tired of doing that. I think his dad did it, and then he was going to do that for his life, but then it was just stressful for him, so then he decided to just get a factory job. And then he loved it though, and the skills that he learned he put into making dollhouses just for his hobby. So somehow this rich lady found out about him, and she had this done exactly what she wanted, and it was called the Nap House. I'm not sure which one this is modeled after. There's lots of nap houses, but the one that it looked closest to when I looked online was the Ernest Hemingway house. And I know this isn't exactly the Ernest Hemingway, but to me it looks like it. And I'll put in the description a link to that video that I did about the Ernest Hemingway house and comparing it to this house. But this house doesn't have a wraparound porch, it's more squared off. However, in a sense it is wraparound because it's all around. But I would consider this more like a farmhouse, Victorian farmhouse, Victorian porch for a farmhouse. And so in my mind, if this house was anywhere of just my fantasy or whatever, I would say it was by a lake, and it would be in the country on a farm, but it would be by water. I don't know why I think that, but that's just what I think. And if you saw my other videos, I have a lot of videos on this house, and I can put those in the description too, showing the details of the roof line and all the characteristics of the house. And the inside, I did, you know, the Christmas vlogs of each room. And so that's, you know, of course on my channel too. But I didn't show you guys 2 rooms. This is the attic room in the vlogs. I do have some things for them there, but that I'll just furnish because there's not a lot. And then there's a screened room I didn't show either that has some things. And then there's a nice porch here. But it is a lovely house, and so this is one of them that I got from Pennsylvania from that lady, and then there's 2 others. And this is the second one, and this one I call Victorian, Asian Victorian, because the roof line looks very Asian to me. And she even said that when she showed me the house online. She showed me everything online. I didn't see her in person, never met the lady, this young woman, but she was so nice, and I trusted her 100%. You gotta have trust, you know, when you're doing these things, these transactions. There's trust. So if any of you are interested in buying a dollhouse from her, just let me know. However, I'm not sure how many she has left of the estate. I know there was a lot, so I don't know. I'm not really sure. Haven't talked to her for quite a while, a couple years anyways. However, I could trust her. And this one, oh, another thing I want to say about the quality of those homes that I love is the windows. They're not glass, but they're this hard plastic. So they're not the cheapy, you know, windows. And this isn't all balsamic, and it's more solid wood. It's lap board again, and I am putting some stone on the porch here. And then there's some nice French doors here. And I also have video on this house that I can put. I'll put lots of things in my descriptions for links of seeing the dollhouses in more detail. This is just more telling about where I got them. But as you know in the vlogs, I did this dollhouse. I did the whole entire dollhouse. And this one's neat because it has all these staircases that I love. And something about it just, even though it's Victorian, I love 1940s, so I just wanted to have it a theme. So they're living there in the 1940s, but it is a Victorian home. And of course, this is the club rooms. And then I electrified this whole entire dollhouse. It had no electricity in it when I bought it, so that gave it a little bit of leeway of how much I bought it for, which wasn't astronomical. And the other thing is, the shipping is what costs for. So if this was electrified, it would have been a very expensive dollhouse, and I probably wouldn't have even gotten it. But to electrify it myself just really saved, and it just brings this whole place alive. Now this one does work, but I have to replace the bulb on it. It's a gorgeous piece that I have that's a very high-end artisan lamp. So the thing is, since I didn't pay a lot for the dollhouses and I did a lot myself, I put the money into what's in them. And that, I will not lie, was expensive. It's very expensive. But like I said, do this for yourself, not for resale. And this house I wasn't gonna get, but I got the fever, and I said, this will be it though. I'm not gonna buy any more dollhouses, and I didn't. And I'm satisfied. And this one is not maybe as high end as the other ones I showed you, but it's more made of the balsamic. There's some solid wood involved too. But it's a Beacon house, and Beacon Hill, and there are a lot of people that are collectors of dollhouses. They're familiar with this design. And I don't know when it came out, maybe in the 90s, but I didn't have to assemble it, so that's a big plus. And I like the colors that was chosen. And I don't know who this lady had put this together. Like I said, I only know the one is from Clanton. I don't know the makers of these other two, and neither did the lady that sold them to me. But I like to put the tables on nice bases too, and I can do another video on about that. Some people put their dollhouses on turntables. I'm not doing that. I'm just going to put them on nice bases, and then that's another reason I wanted dollhouse rooms upstairs, so I could get around them. And it would be really easy just to go around and not have to turn them and all that. And they can just stay. Now this really beautiful table does have wheels, so I can turn it if I want or move it, so that's kind of neat. And I had gotten the table at a marketplace sale, and the lady lived near us, and I think it was $50. It's solid wood. It's from the 1800s. It's a gorgeous table, and it just fits with this look, I think. And this one isn't done exactly because I'm still wiring it, but I am definitely almost done. I only have a few more rooms I have to put wires in, and then I will show a whole video on that. And this is the kitchen. Absolutely love it. And it has 6, 7, 8, 9 rooms. And I'll do lots of videos on this house too. So thanks so much for watching, and this will be my last Vlogmas for this year. And I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I hope I see you in 2026. Bye for now.